Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lex, and if you haven't watched my previous videos, I would definitely love it if you would go ahead and check those out. It's been a little minute since I've recorded. I took about a break for a week or so because I was just feeling burnt out, and to be honest, I wanted to make sure that when the circle came on, and I think like just kind of like, ooh, I'm about to knock my tripod down. I think like just the summer show series is gonna be starting. I'm assuming Perfect Match is gonna come pretty soon after this because they tend to have people from the circle. So I just feel like the shows are going to be starting, and I want to make sure that I can get you guys these videos ASAP. So I took a little break for about a week, but I did start a second channel, which is kind of delulu, I feel like, but whatever. And on that channel, I am going to be having more personal videos, such as vlogs, like more sit down personal life chats, just things as such, review videos, hauls, like all the kind of stuff that wouldn't really fit into the commentary space. So I will have that linked in the cards. You don't have to follow or anything if you don't want to, but if you're interested in those things, if you want to see those kind of videos, I would love it. I do already have my March vlog up there. So as I said, look up to the cards. I will also have it linked in the description. But anyways, let's get into it because girl, the circle started and this looks like it's going to be a pretty good season. I forgot how messy this show gets. Like, I forgot that this show definitely gets really messy, really all over the place. It's really good. So I already really love the first episode. I want to get into it. Let's just start. But before we begin, if you love this content, please like, please share, please comment, please subscribe. It inspires me to keep creating. It inspires me to get these videos out to you guys as soon as possible. It inspires me to just continue to even run this channel because definitely in between like Love is Blind and here I've been feeling burnt out, kind of even questioning my YouTube channel. But I think for me now, I feel excited. I feel rejuvenated again. I feel like there's a show that I actually like that's on, because I think that was my other problem. I was watching like 90 Day Fiance, which is like fine to watch, but recapping it was like literally so bad. So I feel so good now that I'm actually watching a show that I really enjoy. So please like and share, comment, subscribe. Please do whatever if you like this content, okay? Let's get into it. So, to begin, we are in Atlanta this year. The previous seasons of The Circle were actually filmed in the UK. Even the American seasons, they were all filmed in the UK. But now they are in Atlanta, so that is very interesting. I noticed with this cast immediately that we only seem to have Americans. Because on some of the previous casts, we did have people from the UK that would come on. So, yeah, that's just an observation. We get right into the players, and the first player into the house is Kyle. Now, Kyle, one quick thing. I did do a first cast impressions. If you want to check that out, I will link that for you guys because I did do a first cast impressions video. I'll put that video in the description box so you can watch it if you're interested to see like my first takes, my first impressions prior to knowing anybody. I looked through their Instagrams, I looked through whatever I could find about them. So if you're interested in that, you can check it. Okay, so our first player is Kyle. He is 31 and he is from Miami. Now, he is a basketball player. He plays overseas though. He is not on the NBA team. He plays overseas and he brought his dog with him. He has his dog there. I forgot his dog's name. I'm sorry, but I forgot his dog's name. He is married, but he is going in as single because he doesn't want to close any doors. Now, we always see this on this show. I don't know. It's just so crazy because that would never happen in my life or my relationship. But we do see that often on this show where people are clearly in relationships and they go in as single. And I don't know, it's only 100K. Like, I'm not saying 100K is not a lot of money, but I feel like that's so little after taxes. But all right. So we meet Kyle, and our next player in after that is Lauren. So Lauren is 26 years old. She's from Philly, and she is a self-proclaimed nerd. She's a Twitch streamer. She's a gamer girly. I'm sure y'all know that type online. She is one of those girls. Now, she is coming in as herself because she's recently single, and she wants to flirt. Okay, she really wants to flirt. I think she seems cool-ish, you know. I could see her getting a bit irritating with like the tropes and the cliches, but right now she seems okay. Episode 1. So we then also meet Miles. Miles loves to party. He's out till 4 a.m. every night. This guy is your clear F-boy. You know, blonde hair, you know, takes a lot of gym pics. When I did the first look on his Instagram, he definitely wants to be an influencer. He had a lot of posed shots. So I feel like he is going to be very irritating. And we already kind of see this in the first episode that he's kind of a lot. So he claims he's not going to be the source of the drama, but he's going to stir the pot. Yeah, okay. How are you going to stir the pot? But this man is smart. This man is really smart, okay? He went to Carnegie Mellon on a full ride, and he has worked in AI systems. So he believes that because of that, he's going to be really good at being able to tell if someone's a catfish, if someone's an AI, which is pretty interesting because there is an AI. Foreshadowing. There is an AI character. Then after that, so he's entering as himself, by the way. He knows he's an F-boy. He admits it. And you know what? The self-aware F-boy. We'll see. We'll see how we do with the self-aware F-boy. Next, Brandon. He is 34. He is a nursing assistant. He's like kind of a more chubby guy. He says he looks like an adult Cabbage Patch Kid. But he's going in as his friend Olivia, who is 26. She's blonde. She's pretty. Sorry, it just started pouring rain. She's pretty. And so he's going in as her. He says that he can make people laugh, but Olivia will make the guys thirsty. And he hopes that the girls slide on into them DMs, okay? The guys slide on into them DMs. So those are the first 4 that we meet immediately. And now Circle Chat is open. Miles kind of sends the first chat saying, hey, bang, bang, Circle Gang. And I was like, okay. On the outset, all 3 of them immediately kind of like Miles. They like his smile. They like his personality. Lauren's into the fact that he's an AI systems engineer. But when Olivia talks, she's like, hey, so excited to be here. And Miles clocks it almost immediately where he's like, Olivia's message seems kind of basic. Olivia. Now, I'm going to put a little chart up here for you guys because I'm gonna probably end up interchanging between their real names and their like circle name, the catfish. So Olivia is Brandon, okay? I'm gonna put a chart here for you guys so you guys can get it and keep a track of it because I know it's gonna start to get confusing. But Brandon / Olivia is already kind of throwing people off. People are like, he says, you know, it's so basic that it might be a catfish. You know, the message seemed really generic, like, hey, so excited to be here. But he says he's still gonna flirt with her anyway. Miles is like, I'm gonna still flirt with her though. Miles is such an F-boy, bruh. He's gonna be too much. I can already tell. So everybody's kind of onto it. Lauren also mentions that Olivia's chat game is just really weak. It sounds really generic. It doesn't really sound like a person. So that's kind of the end of that first chat, and we automatically go on. We meet our next group. So we have Cassie. She is 29, and she says that she's going to be good at catching catfish because she actually caught her high school sweetheart, her ex, and I believe the father of her children, if I'm not mistaken, cheating by pretending to be a catfish, which she is a country gal. I forgot where she said she's from, but she is a country gal at heart. It is clear. And she says she'll have an advantage in this game already because she's had to pretend to be a catfish. I think it's always funny, the people who are like, oh yeah, I've pretended to be a catfish, or I am a catfish, so I'll be able to sniff out a catfish, because it seems like those people always can never sniff out catfish, just to keep it real. But Olivia does have 2 of her own kids, and then she's a bonus mom or a stepmom to 3 kids. So it sounds like she has a huge family. She's engaged. Good for her. And then we do meet Steffi. So Steffi is 35 and she is a psychic medium. So she is going in as herself, but she wants to hide that she's psychic, which I don't really get why, no offense, but I feel like these type of people that come on reality TV claiming to be a psychic, people think you're more delulu than anything. Like, people are more skeptical than anything. I highly doubt that anyone's gonna be like, oh my gosh, she's such a threat because she's gonna be able to read our minds or something. And she's hiding that her dead aunt is helping her with her strategy. Now look, as someone who's maybe dabbled a little bit into like ancestral type stuff, it's a lot. I really don't like characters like this that much. I think she's gonna be very, very annoying. If anybody's watching 90 Day Fiancé, it reminds me a lot of Ashley on 90 Day Fiancé, where like, you know, she'll pull out her tarot cards and be like, oh my God, I pulled these 3 cards and now we're having a bad day. And it's like, girl, you're having a bad day because you're choosing to pull out your tarot cards, even though your man's upset at you and he's hungry and he just wants to leave. And you're like, let's do a reading. And then you're saying the reading is correct, but it's just because you caused it. I feel like Steffi is gonna be a lot like that too, where she's gonna be very obnoxious with things like that, but okay, cool. Next we have Caress. She is 37 and she's a motivational speaker from Dallas, Texas. Now, Caress is actually going in as her younger brother, Paul, who is 11 years younger than she is. Apparently, he's pretty famous on social media. She said he has 300,000 followers. So he's not single, but she's gonna come in as single because she doesn't want any barriers in the circle. And she makes a little joke. She's like, I don't even know how to flirt with women. Like, what you say? Like, hey, little mama, what's up, boo? So she, I ain't gonna hold you, she do be talking like an older lady. And I'm not saying 37 is older. I want to be clear, but a lot of these people are younger than she, and they've already started to kind of pick up, as we'll see later, that this isn't really a younger person or a person around our age talking. So they get into the circle chat again and everybody's like, oh my God, there's like 3 more people. And Lauren is already kind of onto Paul being a girl. Paul's like, hey, what's up? It's so nice to meet all of you. And Lauren is like, is Paul a girl? Like, just off the rip by the way he is typing. And remember, Paul is Caress. So Kyle feels like Paul will be competition because he's dark and handsome. Sure. And Steffi is already asking everyone's sign, which already irritates Miles. He's like, oh my God, I can't do it with these like astrology girls. And, you know, Paul is like, Kyle's like, how did I know that she was going to be asking everybody's signs? So Paul makes this line about how he loves the diversity in this place. It's like the coffee and the cream. And nobody liked that line. Nobody. Everybody was like, the coffee and the cream. except Kyle. Kyle's like, exactly. I just thought it was very funny. So Brandon is pretty emotional already because he feels like he hasn't had much of a big presence in the chats. He hasn't really been talking much. Obviously, he's not aware that the other people are onto him, but he's kind of already having the self-awareness that maybe he needs to do better. And he actually starts crying already. And he's like, I need to be Olivia. I need to like snap into it. I need to be Olivia. I can't be crying. I need to be Olivia. I need to be able to, you know, be her and just calm down, chill, relax. So Caress is already kind of onto Olivia, where she feels like, and Caress is Paul. I promise, I'll have a chart. But Caress already feels like Olivia is too sweet for the game. She's not going to be able to handle it. Whatever that means, too sweet for the game, not sure, but okay. So they have the first game, and it is called For Real, For Real. And this is where this show gets messy. If you've never watched this show, it is always during these little games where they start to put discourse between different people. People start to like look at each other funny. So this game's called For Real, For Real, and it's basically questions that they all have to answer yes or no. So the first question is, would you unfriend someone if they were canceled? Caress says no. She says, I wouldn't bring you nowhere, but I would still be your friend. So Caress says no. Kyle also says no. Brandon says no. And Miles says yes. So everyone else says no as well, except for Miles, who says yes, which is already like throwing things off because Miles is like, I mean, I would say yes, because if you did something so bad to be canceled, why would I still be your friend? And honestly, I mean, I agree. If I was with somebody who was canceled, I would presume it was for something really bad. So I personally would not want to be seen with that person. And I wouldn't want to have a friend where I can't bring you nowhere because everybody hates you. So I would also personally say yes with Miles. The next question was, would you date somebody with an OnlyFans? Lauren says yes, of course. I 100% would date someone. Like, who even cares? Which I think that's true. I think of like younger folks. Most younger folks are like, sure, I'd date someone with an OnlyFans. Like, who cares? Kyle says no because he's like, why would I want to see my girl on OnlyFans? I wouldn't want to like be around my girl and she's on OnlyFans. Why would she do that? So no. Caress also says no. And Miles says yes, and he goes, you know, birthday gifts would be really good with an OnlyFans girl. I wouldn't even have to pay for dinner, to be honest. This man is such an F-boy. And Olivia also says yes if they're gonna pay for everything, which I thought was crazy. And then everyone else in the group also says yes. So Kyle is questioning, oh shit, I said Olivia. I meant to say Cassie. I just realized in my notes I wrote this wrong. Cassie, sorry, says yes if they'll pay. Cassie says yes if they'll pay. And then Kyle is questioning Cassie having 3 kids, because remember, she has 3 kids of her own. I think she has actually 5 kids total with the stepkids. But yeah, she has 3 kids of her own and being okay with that. So Kyle's like, that's weird that she has 3 kids and would be fine with dating a guy on OnlyFans. I mean, no comment there. I'll leave it. So the last question is, if your friend cheated, would you keep their secret? And everyone says yes, except for Miles, who says no. So everyone is starting to get sus of Miles at this point because his answers are opposite of the general crowd. So people are like, none of us really agree with Miles. So that's starting to look a little weird. So the last question is, would you break up with someone over text? And everyone says like no, except Miles, who says, oh, well, I have ghosted a girl before, you know, if it wasn't working out, I've definitely kind of ghosted a girl over text. Whoopsies again. F-boy. He's an F-boy. This man is a menace. And Caress says yes as well to give Paul a bad boy edge. So again, Miles is on the other side of everybody else's answers. And then Paul is also now kind of putting himself there. So Miles is really kind of at the bottom of a lot of people's lists at this point because of his answers. People are starting to be like, So we go on and we're seeing some of the individual chats now after the game. So Kyle says Lauren is his biggest connection so far in the game. He feels like they agree on most things. So he does want to get to know Lauren better. And Lauren also respects Kyle way more now than before because of his answers. She thinks that he is more of a cool guy rather than like an F-boy vibe. So Kyle and Lauren do have a private chat and they start talking about gaming. He opens the conversation asking her Xbox or PlayStation. She says, I am exclusively a PC gamer, but I do appreciate him trying to bring the conversation to gaming, something I like. So she gives him a little nickname. She's like, my Kai, oh my God. And he's like, oh my God, I love that she gave me a nickname already, but only you could call me that. And like, they're like kind of locked in. And remember, this man is married. I don't know, man. I just could never, it's so weird. So they do talk about anime and she asks if he likes anime. And he says, once I read that you liked anime, I knew you'd be my One Piece. It's just so corny. But yeah, so those two hit it off. They're good so far. They connected on anime. They connected on gaming. And then Lauren and Paul, aka Caress, have a private chat as well. So Paul asks Lauren if she'd like any elaboration on anybody's answers from the games. And Lauren's like, my guy. And Paul's like, why would he say my guy? That's kind of weird. So Lauren says, I love saying my guy. That's my thing. She's feeling confident. She's like, I think that's my best answer yet. And that reminds me a lot of Chelsea from Love is Blind saying my guy, my dude. It's just a lot. So now Paul is starting to get sus of Lauren, which is interesting. So they talk about the question of cheating. Would you tell your friend if someone cheated or whatever like that? Whatever that question was from the game. And Paul gives like this long-winded answer about respecting boundaries if a girl cheated, and he would limit communication only to text though. But the way he phrased it, Lauren is like, is this guy's dad playing him or something? Again, Caress kind of getting clocked for not typing like the younger people. Okay, and I use younger loosely because I don't think 37 is old, but obviously she's older than a lot of people on this. So again, that's kind of the second time that she's being clocked for like talking a little older. And then Paul thinks that Lauren is a man. She's like, that's definitely a male answer. He is a man, which is crazy because Lauren is herself. So Caress is really bad at this game. I don't think Caress is gonna make it very far because between the way she's talking and her ability to clock people, it's just not looking like it's going so well for her. So Lauren's on to Paul. Paul is on to Lauren. Those two are kind of feeling weird. So Brandon and Steffi also have a private chat, and they're both just vibing over helping people. Steffi is in astrology. So she says, as an astrologer, I can really help people. And Brandon is a nurse assistant or a nurse. I think she said that Olivia's just a nurse. And he's like, I love helping people. And they're like, oh my God, we both help people. And I'm like, I don't know if an astrologer helps people, but sure. So they get along. Their conversation's great. There's not a lot to talk about there. And Miles and Cassie also have a private chat. So Miles talks a lot about how he was on his toes during the entire game. And he asked Cassie, like, are you sus? Like, is anybody suspicious to you already? Cassie thinks that one person may be a catfish. She didn't specify who. And then they kind of get together because they're both blonde. So they're like, blondes stick together. So that is basically their conversation. We go on to the ratings. So I'm gonna just run through them. Kyle chooses Lauren as first, obviously, because they had that conversation together. They are both really good friends. Brandon chooses Steffi as first for the same reason. They had their conversation. They were really close. Miles chooses Cassie. Conversation. Now, Cassie puts Olivia as second because she did like her, but obviously her and Miles had a little bit more of a connection. Caress puts Cassie as fourth at this point just because she knows where she wants everyone else, but she doesn't really know a lot about Cassie. Steffi puts Kyle as fourth because I think for similar reasons, she just doesn't really know him that well. Now, Kyle puts Miles as fifth because of his answers. He kind of was thrown off by the way he was answering things during the game. Paul puts Lauren as fifth because they remember from their conversation, Paul was suspicious of Lauren actually being a male, which is crazy. Sorry, Caress, you're not that good at this game. And then Brandon puts Miles last because Miles was throwing a lot of people off with his answers. So they do have a circle welcome party. They're dancing, and right in the middle of the party, they get an alert that the ratings are in. So 7th is Paul. Then tied for 5th is Miles and Cassie. 4th place rating is Kyle. And then we have Steffi in 3rd. And so our 2 influencers are Olivia and Lauren. However, they aren't blocking someone like they typically do. They are actually picking 2 new players to join. So the 2 new players are Haley and Corey Tyler. So Brandon chooses Corey Tyler, and then Lauren chooses Max. And we learned that Max is actually an AI. We see Corey Tyler enter dark-skinned gal, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful gal. And then we also learned that Max is an AI who's going to be playing as a vet tech. And that is where we end our first episode. So like, I really enjoyed watching this. I forgot how much I missed this show, y'all. I'm really excited to get you these videos. Like, I was literally just telling my fiance this morning, like, I feel so inspired and excited to make YouTube videos again, because I'm not gonna lie, I was trying to watch other shows like Summer House, Martha's Vineyard. I'm sorry, y'all, that show is boring. Like, I didn't like it. So I was like, oh my god, there's nothing that I like to watch. And like, so I was trying to do celebrity news and stuff. But anyway, I'm just so excited to get back to my channel and make videos. But if you watched until here, please like the video. Please make a comment. How do you feel about this season? How do you feel about the players? Who do you think is gonna do well? Do you think anybody is already out? Like, what do you think? What do you think about there being an AI in the game? Let me know what you think in the bottom, okay? And please interact with the video. Like it, share it. If you got a friend that you know loves the circle, share this video with them, okay? Tell, hey, look, this girl makes reviews. Share it with them. Also, please check out my other channel if you are interested in vlogs, personal content, reviews, hauls. I have a Puerto Rico vlog coming out soon because I am going to Puerto Rico in a couple of weeks. I have my March vlog up. I'm going to be doing another like faith/life chat sometime later this week. So please check those videos out if you want to see that. Again, I will have it linked in the bottom. I will also have my first look at the circle and first impressions of the trailer video in the bottom. So please check that out. Thank you guys so much. Please subscribe if this is your first time watching these videos. It inspires me to keep going, and I will talk to you guys for episode 2. And each episode will have a separate video, okay? So please do not put spoilers in the comments, okay? I've only watched episode 1 at the time of this being uploaded. I'm going to watch and then record. So there's 4 episodes up, so I'm probably not gonna have them all watched until like Friday. So please, please, please do not put spoilers. Do not put any spoilers from episodes 2, 3, and 4. I'm gonna say it one more time. Please put no spoilers. Thank you. I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.